Alright, what's going on everybody? It's DAYYY Media coming at you with another video, and you know what time it is. It's time to bring on that boxing. I know you guys get annoyed when I post these videos about, influencer, YouTuber boxing, but, it gains a lot of traction. There are a lot of people that are paying attention to these fights, and I actually did watch it. I always consider it as more of a spectacle than an actual boxing match, but this actually looked like an exciting fight. I watched it, and Anesongib and Mcbrrom, they went at it. There was a lot of bad blood going into this fight, talking about social gloves, which is the essentially the business that kind of runs the the promotion. Everything does all the behind the scenes work. Essentially promotes the entire fight and all the undercards that take place. And in the previous event, Anesongib had accused Mcbrrom of kind of taking the fight away from him because he clearly beat Taylor Holder, who is another kind of like influencer boxer that was highly regarded, but Gibb beat him pretty convincingly, and he was actually given a draw, but eventually it was overturned and he got the win, so that's good. But back into this fight between Mcbrrom and Anesongib, it was a really interesting fight. Anesongib got dropped in the beginning, came rushing in, and it didn't look good from there. Austin seemed to gain his confidence, but then it seemed to kind of be an endurance thing and conditioning thing where he kind of slowed down. And Anesongib, he's known for putting that pressure on, and I think Austin definitely underestimated Gibb, and he didn't seem like he trained hard enough for this fight. Didn't seem like he wanted it as much as he talks about wanting to win a fight and wanting to fight guys like KSI. It didn't seem like he was really, all in it in terms of his training. I think he could have done a way better job preparing, because I actually think he's a more talented guy than Gibb, but I think that Gibb works harder, and talent beats a lot of things, but it's not going to beat hard work. You can't shortcut the sport of boxing, and Gibb showed that tonight. Dropped Austin like 5 times. Austin kept rushing in. He was lazy with his hands down, very straight up, pulling away with his hands below his hips. You can't do that kind of stuff unless you're a Floyd Mayweather or Roy Jones Jr. You don't get the luxury of doing that. Austin was very defensively irresponsible. There weren't that many people at the event, but social media was buzzing over the outcome of the fight because no one expected the fight to end like that. Except, actually, I wouldn't say that. I was actually very confident in Gibb because I know he's one of those volume fighters, and it takes a lot of experience to learn how to fight guys like that. Kind of like a Mayweather, how he fights the guys like Maidana, guys that are very up tempo and they don't get away from you. There are ways to beat those guys, but they're very hard to look good against. Guys like Sean Porter, who recently retired. When Earl Spence fought him, beat him in a close fight, but it's not easy to beat those guys convincingly, and it's hard to look good against guys like that. So get respect to Gibb. He has social media buzzing. There are a lot of memes about Austin. There's no shame in losing to a guy like Gibb. It takes guts to step into the ring in general. It wasn't the outcome he wanted, but I'm sure it's not gonna make him lose his love for the sport. Boxing's a love-hate game. If you don't put in the work, sometimes it shows. In this case, it really did show. Gibb just looked like the better man. He looked like the physically stronger, well-conditioned guy, and Austin just wasn't ready for it. I thought he could have easily beat him with the right game plan and the right preparation, but it didn't seem like he prepared enough or prepared properly for this fight. Didn't seem like he did enough cardio, maybe not enough sparring. Should have sparred guys with a lot of intensity, because it seemed like he didn't know how to react when he give a feint and he would still be there. He wouldn't bite on the feints. Austin showed the ability to drop, and he just wasn't disciplined enough, and he got caught multiple times. And I think it's more of a thing about his legs. His legs gave up before the rest of his body did, and when your legs go in the sport of boxing, everything else slowly starts to deteriorate, and that showed. But it is what it is. That's the sport of boxing. But it was an interesting fight. We'll see what he does next. Maybe Anesongib fights a guy like Jake Paul. That'd be an interesting fight. But Jake's much bigger. It'd be probably a big size factor, and I feel like Jake's just improved so much that he'd probably give too many problems for him to solve. But we'll see. I'll let you guys know with any intel I get. Keep you guys updated. But other than that, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace. Well, that's going to do it for another DAYYY Media video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for the constant support. Salute to you always.